Hey guys, what's up? Roshi is here. Today we're taking a look at my Merriest Mask deck. I've updated this for Buried Memories. This is also the deck I played in the most recent tournament. Managed to take second place with it, so pretty solid showing. Two decks I had trouble with were Skycrag Sling and an Elysian Spells deck that managed to play too many wumps for me to deal with. Otherwise, we were able to squeak in and drop all the other matchups we played against, so it's a pretty solid showing. This will be the deck tech. I'm not gonna go too into detail, but the main way this works, we have Merriest Mandrake. Your ultimate abilities cost half as much, rounded up, and whenever you use an ult, you gain 2 life and draw a card. Pretty sick. And then we're playing cards like Vine Grafter, Speed Grafter, Domera, and Mask of Torment, all which kind of combo pretty neatly with Mandrake. The main ones, though, are the Grafters, letting us access our market, gain 2 life, and replace themselves. Pretty solid. Speed Grafter, passing charge to Ayur, Nash, Grodov Stranger, Azindel, or Kroll can be quite good. Even Katra's fine with it. And just putting a lot of pressure on your opponent out of nowhere. My favorite thing to do is to grab Grodov Stranger and just ramp myself into oblivion with it. And this deck has a pretty solid ramp theme. We are playing 3 Hourglass and 3 Katra, and 10 Vows. So I originally was not playing the time Vows, but once I added them, it added a lot of consistency to the deck, and made sure that basically any game we drew Hourglass or Katra and were able to cast them, that we were taken off, blast off to the moon, just like Game Stonk. Meme stocks aside, Vine Grafter can fetch Kroll, Azindel, or Pale Rider's Timepiece, or anything else if we put it in the market. But most importantly, coming down early, having regen, and then passing regen to something else is quite solid, and happy to have Vine Grafter in here. Domera helps us steal things from the enemy market. I make good use of this sometimes. Nothing quite like the enemy's market for having outs to things that we don't have outs for ourselves. Desert Alchemist is in here because sometimes we just gotta hit those power drops, and it kills things, so that's cool. Even-handed Golem, I probably should have mentioned this card first, but 2 power, draw 2, it makes this deck work. Combine this with Devour, and you should basically never run out of gas. This is going to help you set up these high, very rewarding, Speed Grafter Mandrake turns or whatever. And also make sure you're hitting your Vows, hitting your Hourglasses, hitting your Katras, and getting to the point where hopefully turn 4, turn 5, we're just slamming Shadow Icarias, we're slamming Ayurs, or we're casting our big spaghetti bombs from our market. So that's pretty much the deck. We're playing a few Airmont's designs. You'd probably think, why am I playing this when I have a billion 2-drops? And that's just because go-wide decks are just that annoying. Most of the time they're coming down and killing everything you play anyway. So, sometimes the game will go, I'll just play like a Golem or something. Or, things I don't care about. I'll slam a Vine Grafter or a Golem on 2, just wait and see what they're up to, and then once they've extended themselves onto the board a little bit, maybe turn 4, I'll slam a Devour on whatever minion I have, and then designs pop the board, and I'll have a nice juiced up hand, their board will be gone, and things will be looking good. I am only playing 2. We actually aren't all that bad off against these go-wide strategies just because of the sheer mass of 2-drops we have, but it's definitely a card we want access to, and we want to be able to hit in the right matchup, so I think 2 is a good number. Send an Agent is one of the best removal spells in the format right now. I really don't need to go into this card, but provides a lot of utility, and Last Chance is just a good cheap way to rebuy our charged Grodov Strangers, or rebuy Icaria, or grab a Merry Mandrake, or really whatever you want in a pinch. And then that's the list. The power base is hedged so that everything but 4 power gives us shadow. Fortunately, cards like Stonescar Vow and Find Vow kind of pseudo give us 2 shadow, because you'll get your shadow sigil, and then Katra or Hourglass will bring in that second sigil. So even though it seems like I'm lacking on consistently being able to cast Shadow Icaria, I've yet to be stuck on it, and usually I have other things to do with my power until I'm at the point where I can cast Shadow Icaria. So definitely don't worry about that. I kind of briefly went over the market. Nash is for flyers. Grodov Stranger is just insane value, so that's why we have him there. He's just one of the best possible speed grafter targets. Talir's Timepiece. This card is good. I have been somewhat considering replacing it with Little Vara, but against some sort of fire deck or burn deck, you really need a way to just quickly deal with things. It's a secondary way to deal with just annoying sticky units as well, because it gives your guy deadly, and then your guy can slam in, kill that, and then be sticking around to just be annoying for a while. Very solid if you can give it to something with regen. Kroll sets up for some really dirty combos, and Azindel is just a very value machine. One thing I have considered, if you do think Sling is more popular, it becomes more in the meta, consider running Imprison so you can blow up their Sling through Aegis. But other than that, that's the list. It's solid, it'll wreck. I'm not saying you'll have a 100% win rate, but I am saying you could easily hit Masters with this, and it's fun to play. I suppose I didn't announce the literal elephant in the room, although I guess he's more of a worm. Is it a beast worm? That aside, this is a meta call on my part. You can feel free to cut this, but for me, I've been seeing a lot of felrauks. I've been seeing a lot of reanimator. I've been seeing a lot of equalize. Things of that like Rindra's flying around. And trust me, when someone plays a felrauk and you yeet an Ayur into play, discard a bunch of power for your Hourglass and your Catra, and just like have a free 7/7, they're gonna lose the game real quick. So it will catch people completely by surprise. And one of the cool things about it, it's 7/7. It doesn't die to Sling. It plops down on the board in all of his great smiling glory, and there's not a whole lot people can do about it. You can also give it charge, and if you do start hitting people with it, its ability seems underwhelming, but it is no slouch. We have absolutely no way to force it through. That's really not why it's in here. It's here because sometimes it's just free, like literal free. So, and when it's not, we're more than happy to ship it to the market or give it charge or just slam it down as a big derpy boy that just can't be dealt with too easily. So that's why Ayur's in the deck. If the meta is completely devoid of any sort of discard or mel strategies, and Reanimator somehow disappears and people stop playing Felrauk, then yeah, I'd consider cutting Ayur. But until then, don't be an Ayur hater. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to me on YouTube if you want to see more content like this. Check me out on Twitch. You can find me streaming these games live. I'll be playing in most of the tournaments coming up this year, so definitely check out for me there. And join my Discord if you want to chat with me, post memes, and share decks. Bye.